all you action figure enthusiasts out there, JC here, and with 2024 finally upon us, I thought I would go on and throw out my top 5 list of Marvel Legend figures, my favorite Marvel Legend figures that Hasbro put out last year. So, you can't be on YouTube without doing, your top 5 list, right? Or top 10 or whatever. But I'm doing just top 5. And of course, these are based on just the Marvel Legend figures I've personally purchased. And I will tell you that in 2023, I probably, the reduction of number of Marvel Legend figures that I got last year, that reduction is probably greater than any recent year since Hasbro's been doing Marvel Legends. There's a lot of reasons for that. Increasing prices, Hasbro redoing the same characters over and over, lack of interest in the MCU stuff, and even, newer characters that I'm just not really familiar with because I don't really read comics these days. So I don't fault Hasbro for most of those things. Not every figure Hasbro's going to do is going to appeal for everybody. But again, just last year, I found myself not buying as many Marvel Legends as I once did. And even one of the figures that's on my top 5 list, I actually waited until it went on discount on Amazon last month or actually I think it was in November, before I actually purchased it. So again, this is my top 5 favorite figures that appealed to me the most and that I really enjoyed. Glad that I ended up adding them to my collection. I'm sure there's other good figures out there that Hasbro did last year, but I probably didn't end up buying them for whatever reason. So let's get into it. Oh, and after I give you my top 5 favorite figures from last year, I'm also going to share some info about figures that we should be seeing from Hasbro this coming year in 2024. So combining a little bit of news with my top 5. But let's get into the top 5, starting with... So this is the one that I waited to go on discount. I got it off of Amazon at the end of November. I had been eyeing it since it was announced. I've always liked the Sky Cycle, and of course one of the main reasons I wanted to add this one to my collection is because I thought it would be a great display piece for my video game back there that has the Captain America and the Avengers game on it, which... if you've ever played that game, you know that both Cap and Hawkeye use the Sky Cycle throughout the game. Whenever there are scenes where the characters need to fly, they both use the Sky Cycle. So I wanted to essentially display the Sky Cycle with Captain America more so than Hawkeye. And I will say, again, I got this more for the Sky Cycle than the Hawkeye figure. I was actually pleasantly surprised on how nice the Hawkeye figure was. It's probably my favorite version of comic book based Hawkeye that Hasbro has given us. So again, I did wait for it to go on discount a bit on Amazon. I know Target had discounted those Avengers sets as well. I never saw it at my local Target, so I wasn't able to get it on discount there. But Amazon did have it on discount. Only briefly. They actually only had it once on at reduced price, if I remember correctly, last year. And again, I think it was towards the end of November. So, but I did add it, and I'm glad I did, and I do think it looks good with the video game. So this one, I ended up getting. I originally was not going to get this one. In fact, I wasn't going to get any of these No Way Home figures. But then the more I started looking at them and such, I decided to, go on and get this one. So the Tom Holland Spider-Man from the end of No Way Home, where he's wearing the more classic suit. And I think Hasbro did a really good job. Now you can see here, I actually have not opened this figure, and I don't know if I will. Partly because I really have not, I've kind of reduced the number of MCU figures that I display on my shelf. And if I'm not going to display it on the shelf, I don't really feel a need to open it. But again, it is a very nice figure. I will also say another reason is this figure seems to have become somewhat hard to get. I was able to get mine off of Big Bad Toy Store, but now they're sold out. It's sold out on Amazon. I think Entertainment Earth might still have it available. I'm not sure. But definitely this is one that I think is going to become harder to get, not easier as time goes on. I don't think you're going to see this one go on discount. anything like that. So I haven't decided if I'm going to open this one up, but even not having opened it, you can just see the nice detail. This is probably one of the nicest unmasked Tom Holland head sculpts that we've gotten. And then this is probably my favorite MCU suit for Spider-Man that we've gotten as well. So whether I open it or not, I don't know. But again, I think this is definitely a nice figure, which is why it's made it into my top 5 list.
I'm gonna flatten these X-Clowns by sitting on them!
Ugh, that's gross.
Now this one was a no-brainer for me from the day it was announced. I went on and got it as soon as it got released. I wasn't expecting this one to go on discount, and I don't think it ever did. It is the Blob. Now I didn't have the previous Build-A-Figure Blob, and I think this one, from the images and everything I've seen, looks 10 times better. So again, this one is one I planned on getting the moment it was announced. I'm glad I did. It looks great with the other members of the Brotherhood, which is a big reason why I wanted to add this one to my collection. So this one was released early. This was a figure that was released early in the year, and definitely glad that I was able to add it to my collection. My number 2 pick here is the Target exclusive Black Widow. And honestly, when I pre-ordered this when it first went up on the Target website, I wasn't expecting this one to be so hard to get. So I'm glad I did. And this figure does not disappoint. This is probably the nicest comic book based Black Widow figure that Hasbro has done to date. One of my big issues with previous Black Widow figures that Hasbro's done is just the joints. Oftentimes the knees just kind of buckle under the weight of the figure itself. And I think with this one, it has better construction, and so I'm not worried about the knees buckling on it. But you get a lot of cool accessories. I love the head sculpts. I love the short hair head sculpt the best out of the 3 different, but if you prefer your longer hair on your Black Widow, and you've got, Black Widow's had different looks over the years, and Hasbro has incorporated some of those with these 3 different head sculpts. You get multiple weapons. You get the 2 different versions of the Widow Sting, one with the smoke coming out, and you don't have to worry about the smoke effect falling off. Because it's actually attached to the one Widow effect, or you can switch it out and have the Widow effect without the smoke effect. But I like how they did that. And again, this is just a great figure overall. And I will tell you, even though Target, I don't think you're going to see this at Target anymore. It sold out pretty quickly, and most physical stores that got this in, I think sold out pretty quickly as well. But I will tell you that from what I've heard, indications are that we will end up seeing this figure re-released at other e-tailers outside of Target. So places like Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, I think at some point this year, like we've seen with many of the previous exclusives, get offered there. So you will likely have another chance at this figure if you missed out on it the first time.
Here's the real truth. There are 8 million people in this city, and those teeming masses exist for the sole purpose of lifting the few exceptional people onto their shoulders.
And then my number 1 pick for 2023 actually ended up surprising me, was that Spider-Man movie Green Goblin figure. So this one definitely has a hefty price tag. It's going to cost you about $50, assuming you find it at retail. The secondary market prices I expect to go up on this one, but just regular retail is about $50. So it does have a hefty price tag. But the detailing on this one, I don't own the SH Figure Arts version, but from the images I've seen, I think Hasbro actually did a better job here, especially with the unmasked head sculpt. So that's really good. Really, I think they did a great job capturing the look of William Dafoe. You get the helmeted head, which he really didn't wear in No Way Home, but if you'd rather, kind of portray this as your original Spider-Man movie figure, then that works. The glider is really nicely detailed. One of the best Goblin gliders I think that we've gotten. I'm glad they gave us the stand as well. So while some will probably bulk about the price and tell you the price isn't worth the figure, I disagree. I mean, if you don't want to spend the money, I certainly understand that. But for me, I'm glad I did, and this is definitely my favorite Marvel Legend figure for 2023. And I think Hasbro really kind of knocked it out of the park on this one.
What's this? Some phony fortune teller?
Phony? What? Ha! You are the phony.
How did you know what I was thinking?
I know much more than your trivial thoughts.
Okay, now that we've gotten the figures from 2023 out of the way, I wanted to go in and share some information about what we can expect in 2024. Now, before we get into like new rumored figures, I also just, again, a reminder that this week we are going to be getting our very first Marvel Legend pre-order for the year, which is that deluxe Angel figure. And just today we got some new images, so you can see he has two different head sculpts here. He will have window packaging, and you can see how the wings are removable with these new images as well. So this one is going to be a must get for me. From everything I've seen for this figure, it looks gorgeous, so I definitely will be adding this one. And again, this will be going up for pre-order this week on Thursday, which is January 4th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Places like our sponsors, Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth, should be carrying it. Amazon, I think, will have it as well. So again, pre-orders open up this coming week on Thursday. And this is one I would, I won't say 100% it'll sell out, but I have a feeling this one will be in pretty high demand. Though I will also say that at some point Hasbro probably will reissue this figure with the blue costume, repainting the red to blue to go along with that look for the character as well. And then we have rumored lists, so these have not been confirmed by Hasbro, and I will tell you the first person to put this information out there months ago was a YouTuber named Displaying Model Behavior. So, and I've actually not confirmed this myself, but in that video he did months ago, he actually gave us info about those Wolverine 2-packs that were officially announced, in the last live stream, as well as the Angel figure. So seeing his information seemed to be pretty dead on. I'm going to go that these are probably pretty accurate. My guess is him or whoever gave him this information was privy to the 2024 distributor list that is sent out to retailers and stuff. So we see always somebody gets their hands on these lists every year and puts the info out there. So this, of course, is not everything that's coming in 2024, but some of the stuff we probably will start to see go up for pre-order in the first part of the year. So again, not officially confirmed by Hasbro, so I won't say 100%, but being his other information about the Wolverine 2-packs and the Angel figure seem to be pretty dead on. Some Spider-Man figures that have also been confirmed, I think he had mentioned in his video. So he put this out like last summer, I want to say. So this video has been out there for a long time. So again, you may have heard this info, but I just wanted to go on and repeat it to you because again, it seems like his info is pretty accurate. So the figures he announced that we haven't already seen the official announcement for include, so this first one is, honestly, it's kind of a head scratcher. I'm not sure why they're doing this one, but that Galactus Herald Thor figure, or I tend to refer to it more as the Fortnite Thor. So that apparently is getting some type of reissue with darker colors. I have not seen any demand for that figure to be reissued, so maybe it'll be a store exclusive. I don't know, but apparently that figure is coming again, said to be with darker colors. I don't know if we'll get any kind of different accessories or anything like that either. But again, that one apparently is going to be coming sometime in 2024. A more interesting figure, in my opinion, is a classic Avengers villain, Count Nefaria. So he's probably, he's certainly not as well known as other Avenger villains like an Ultron or what have you, but he's a pretty powerful dude. I definitely remember some stories with him. He's tangled with Thunderbolts and in the Avengers and stuff. So this is one that if the figure looks good, I will probably end up adding to my collection. I don't know how the figure will be released, if it'll be in a wave. He is a little bit of a bigger dude, but again, the Avengers villain Count Nefaria is going to be coming sometime, or should be coming sometime in 2024, again, based on these rumors. Kazar is getting a reissue. So Kazar was initially released by Hasbro in a 3-pack that was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive years ago. So updated version of Kazar. I have not heard anything about the other two that were in that 3-pack being released. So Shanna and his tiger. So I don't know. The tiger in the box set was a Sigma 6 GI Joe reissue, I think, if I remember correctly. But again, Kazar, will be coming. So for your Savage Land displays, that is one that you might want to check out. And then for you Eternals fans, we're getting, I believe, our very first comic book based Eternals figure. I don't think we've ever gotten a comic book based Eternals figure in the Marvel Legend line. I might be wrong on that, and if I am, feel free to correct me. But I don't think either Toy Biz or Hasbro has ever given us an Eternals comic book base. Of course, we've had the MCU Eternals figures, which ended up warming the shelves and getting clearanced out. What was it, 1 or 2 years ago? But I don't think we've ever gotten comic book base. But according to this list, we are getting the Eternals leader, Icarus. I'm sure we'll have, or hopefully he'll have some type of I-beam effects to go along with him. And again, I don't know exactly how he will be released. But again, it looks like we are getting a comic book based Eternals figure in 2024, at least one. I suppose it's possible there could be more. But then again, knowing Hasbro, they'll string it out and probably take like 20 years before we get all the key Eternals in action figure form. Iron Man from the Heroes Reborn storyline apparently is getting an updated figure. So Hasbro did this one in their earlier days. I believe it was a Walmart exclusive, if I'm remembering correctly. But apparently that is coming. So if you like that design with exhaust pipes on his back, then again, looks like you're going to get a shot at that one. Also, a Shield 3-pack apparently is coming. And again, these are all figures that Hasbro did in their early days. Now, Nick Fury is one of the figures in the 3-pack. And we've actually, since the original Nick Fury that Hasbro did, we've gotten an updated version of Nick Fury. But we're now getting another Nick Fury. So this one is set to come with 2 different head sculpts. So with classic Nick Fury head sculpt, the white guy with the eye patch, the traditional Nick Fury, and then the more modern Samuel L. Jackson looking Nick Fury. Samuel L. Jackson, of course, in the MCU, but then in the comics even, we've got the bald black Nick Fury with the eye patch as well. I suspect, Nick Fury will be wearing the standard Shield uniform with gloves, so you can just switch out the heads and it'll work. Both heads will work for the one body. And then to go along with Nick Fury, Dum Dum Dugan, his right-hand man, or his old right-hand man. I'm not even sure if Dugan's still alive in the comics, but I remember him fondly with his hat. Of course, he has appeared in the movies briefly as well. But Dugan is coming, and that's another one Hasbro had done in their early days in a 2-pack. And then the third figure in this new 3-pack is going to be Sharon Carter, which I'm guessing will be in a traditional Shield uniform, not the white outfit, which again is something Hasbro did in their early days in a 2-pack. If you remember, in the 2-pack, you would get the Sharon Carter or the Maria Hill head sculpt. I don't know if this new version will have a Maria Hill head sculpt as well. Be kind of cool if it did, but I don't know if that's the case. But again, all those Shield figures Hasbro did in their early days, but are now going to be getting updates again as a 3-pack. So if you're into Shield and such, then this is one that you probably will want to end up checking out. I don't know if this will be a store exclusive or what have you. Often the 3-packs are some type of exclusive, maybe even on Pulse or such. But when those details, of course, assuming it is happening, because again, this has not been confirmed by Hasbro, but assuming it is happening, when the details become available, of course, I'll let you guys know. And then the final figure to be rumored, which is the one I'm most excited about, is an X-Factor version of Wolfsbane. So the final member of the classic Peter David X-Factor team, it looks like will be released this year. Hasbro really has been dragging their feet on completing a lot of these teams. Hopefully, Pharaoh for X-Force will be following soon behind Wolfsbane. I wouldn't be surprised if Hasbro uses some of the parts from Wolfsbane for the Pharaoh as well. And that's another one that, Hasbro, we need to complete the team. So nothing on Pharaoh, and I wouldn't be surprised if Hasbro doesn't wait until 2025 to do Pharaoh. But according to the rumored list, Wolfsbane for X Factor is coming this year, and thank God, because like I said, Hasbro's really been dragging their feet. We may also be getting a Rachel Summers for Excalibur. If a lot of people seem to think that flame effect that Hasbro showed in their last live stream was hinting for a red suited jumpsuit, spiked jumpsuit of Rachel Summers as Phoenix, so which would allow us to complete our original Excalibur team. So I don't know, but we'll have to see. But fair again, Wolfsbane for X Factor looks like is coming this year. Okay, so that's it. If you'd like to share your own favorites for 2023, let me know down in the comments section. Also share your thoughts about what you think about 2024. Is this going to be a good year for Marvel Legends, or do you think it's going to be a bad year? I think we've got some cool figures coming in 2024. I've already pre-ordered that Sabretooth 2-pack with the Wolverine figure. That Sabretooth looked really good that Hasbro did. I plan on pre-ordering the Angel figure. And then some of these figures in this new rumored list sound somewhat interesting as well. So, do you think it's going to be a good year for 2024? I don't think prices are going to go up anymore on Marvel Legends, but I also don't think they're going to go down either. So, I'm sure, like it did with me last year, the higher prices have caused you to think twice about which Marvel Legends you decide to add to your collection. But again, let me know your thoughts about everything Marvel Legend related down below. Like this video if you're so inclined, and if you're new to this channel, please think about subscribing and hitting the bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video, so you can get all the latest action figure news. And until next time, guys, have a great New Year's, and I'll catch you guys later. Hey, thanks for watching today's video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. And be sure to head over to the Toy News International and Marvelous News message boards communities. It's a great place to talk toys and win cool contests like $100 store credits to Big Bad Toy Store. And remember, action figures are great!